Welcome to Travel with Danny and MJ. I'm Mary Jane.
And I'm Danny. We're traveling the world with just carry-ons and a backpack each.
This is the Bologna train station. We're heading in off to Venice this morning.
We went to Venice, and what a spectacular time we had.
We arrived by train and had a marvelous time exploring this really gorgeous city.
When you get off the train and you're going into the city, you see water where the streets are supposed to be. There are no cars, there are canals and boats where you would expect the traffic to be.
Just canals and small bridges, big bridges, and alleys that you just wind your way through exploring the city, and it's a marvelous place to get lost.
It's very unique. You can see from our videos that you go over a bridge and you're in a different part of town, and then you're at a church, and everywhere you turn there's something to look at, something amazing, and Venice is really, really a magical city.
So enjoy our time in Venice.
We have arrived in Venice. The Grand Canal. That was our train station. There's some intrepid travelers. This is the Grand Canal of Venice. With boats, tourist boats. Boats is how you get around this place. Come on through, people. Mark is fitting.
Closing in on me.
This is the fish market here. Big swordfish. Octopus. Shrimps. Wandering through a square in Venice and came upon this just a little tiny, beautiful church. Ponte di Rialto, the very famous bridge here in Venice. It's kind of like the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, in the sense it has all shops on the bridge itself. There are views along the sides of it, of the Grand Canal. This is the exterior of San Salvador Church. It was originally built in the 12th century, but this reconstruction of it was done in the early 1500s, 1503 to 1530. So in this church, San Salvador, there are relics of Saint Theodore, who was the first patron saint of Venice. It's a gondola parking lot. We'll pick up another gondola here. So we are in St. Mark's Square with the bell tower, Campanile, the Cathedral, Duomo, beautiful arcaded, I guess is the word, buildings, with the surrounding the square, the porticos, the arches. There's the bell that was just ringing. Mark says he thinks he saw someone operating it. Here we go on our gondola ride with Alan.
I'm praying.
These places are, some of them are 800 years old along the canal. They're designed with the Gothic style.
Hang on.
This is 600 years old, and it is the post office now.
Also, our front part of building always is from the water side and not from the ground.
We are in the Campo St. Agnes's square field, really, Campo. This, I guess, is the Church of St. Agnes, I suppose. I'm going to go on a walking tour. This is the Academy Bridge. It's one of the 4 bridges that cross the Grand Canal. It's the Grand Canal. It was built first built in the 1800s and then rebuilt in the I think she said 30s, our guide. And it was supposed to be temporary because they were going to build a stone bridge, but the Venetians liked this temporary wooden bridge and decided to keep it. So this church, Santa Maria de Salute, Holy Mary of Health, was built in the 1600s by the Doge, who's kind of the king of Venice, and he built it when the plague ended because he prayed to Mary and promised Mary that if the plague ended, he would build her a great palace church, and this is that church. This is the interior of the Santa Maria de Salute church. They're doing some renovations. It's got this chandelier in the middle, comes all the way down, but it really is hung from way up high. The church is octagonal shaped. It's an 8-sided church. And very, very tall. Just a bunch of side chapels that were set up with like a main central altar, except for that statue of Mary. This is the center with the chandelier hanging down, and I guess that's the main altar, really. The statue in the middle. So our tour guide told us that the spot near, kind of a couple-minute walk from that Santa Maria de Salute church is the best view in Venice, and it's hard to argue with that. This point right sticking out into the Grand Canal, going around, looking towards San Marco Square, and down the canal. So that's the Church of the Redeemer, and we scroll across here. That is the Church of St. George. Those are the two important churches along this part of the canal. This canal is the deepest one. It's like, she said, up to 15 meters deep. It's where the cruise ships used to be allowed. They don't allow the cruise ships into Venice anymore, but the cruise ships used to come in this way. This is the Academy Bridge we're crossing. Ponte della Accademia. Wow, that's some view there. Can't get enough. I'm gonna have way more video than I need from the city, but it really is pretty. When we were in Brussels, we saw a bunch of graduations at the Grand Place, and here in San Marco Square, there is also graduation day. So we're inside of the Duomo of St. Mark's, the Cathedral in St. Mark's, the Cathedral of Venice, and it is, not surprisingly for Venice, spectacular mosaics all through. I don't know if they're actually gold, but they appear to be gold. Kinds of biblical images and a very high dome. The back of the church there. Kind of an arch of mosaics and images. Bunch of like colonnades structure with all, I guess, statues of saints along the top of it. So we're on our way up to the museum and the balcony. So I could just stop along the way. Alright, so this is the museum above in the upper level, I guess, of the church. This museum is all about the mosaics that are in the church that have been taken down. So there's about the restoration and the preservation of these mosaics. These mosaics are seem to be mostly from the 14th and 15th century. This is called the Sala Banqueta. I guess it's like rugs and furniture. This is about, I guess, the opulence of this place. Very cool tapestries. We reached the balcony on the cathedral. Now they're doing the graduation right now. There's the campanile, the bell tower. This is Doge's palace over here. Square. Down there, Mark and Jean. Just came from St. Mark's Square. We walked along here. Those are the royal gardens for the Doge Palace. And we're going to take the ferry. It's called the Vaporetto. That's near our hotel. Hello. She's behind bars over there. That over there is the place that we were on the tour for the best view in Venice. We're on the ferry, heading out away from St. Mark's. There's the St. George Church. And the Grand Canal. So the tour guide said that, all of the nice facades of the buildings are along the canal, so hopefully we're going to see some good places. They didn't make the pretty parts on the street side, only on the canal side. So we're directly under the Academy Bridge. becoming quite aficionados of the architect Calatrava, because this is yet another place. So we saw him in Liège at the train station. We saw him in Argentina. We've seen him in a number of places. He does the Oculus in New York, so he's been quite busy and as a architect, and we keep seeing his work everywhere. The bridge is called the Constitution Bridge, that Calatrava designed for Venice. It is supposedly quite controversial because it's quite modern looking, and it doesn't. A lot of the Venetians feel it doesn't go with everything else here in Venice, which has a much more traditional feeling. The other thing our guide told us is that on the sides of the bridge are these glass panels, and it can be very wet and humid here, and it becomes very, very slippery apparently. So, and everybody walks on the middle, which is a very narrow kind of cement strip. Just stroll in the canals of Venice at night. Hard to beat it. Just beautiful.
So in Venice, we stayed in the Hotel Aquarius, which is a very nice hotel. Hello. Nice bathroom, place to keep your things, closets, coffee station there, good bed. And we overlook a nice little square here, right outside our door, and it's really easy to get around all around Venice from this location. It's a really very good hotel to stay in if you come to Venice.
Ferry from Venice Center to the airport. There's her ladyship. Hello. We're intrepid travelers. Nope. Heading back to the States.
Reluctantly.
So this is the ferry terminal here at Venice Airport. We took the ferry from very close to our hotel. Short walk to the ferry, and then 35-40 minutes on the boat. It's a nice way to end your time in Venice on the water. Clear signs about where to go. This is the Venice Airport. Pretty nice, quiet airport right now anyway. Pretty easy check-in for our Mark and Jean. And we're going to head back into the town, and we're going to take the bus back to Rome. So this is the way to the water taxis, water shuttle. Leave the airport, bought our tickets, 18 euros per person. If you took the bus into the city, it's 10 euros per person, but the water shuttle is a really nice way to get around. So this is Murano, which is, like I said, famously known for the beautiful glass objects that are made here. And this is the Venetian lagoon, which is the kind of big body of water that separates Venice from the mainland of Italy. So this is an emergency room or emergency dock for water ambulances. I haven't really thought about that, but that's something you must need here in Venice. Here's the hospital. Gates. I don't know how ancient they are, but they look ancient anyway. They're old. stops on this ferry was in Lido. Lido. It's a long island kind of separating Venice from the Adriatic Sea. It's kind of a big barrier island, I guess you'd say. And on the other side is the Adriatic Sea, which is the whole, I guess, east coast of Italy. And from what I could tell from the map, there are beaches on that side, and it's more of a seaside resort as opposed to the lagoons and canals on this side.
Mamma mia si salverà, l'ora è bella per danzare, quella non mancherà. Io la luna in mezzo al mare, mamma mia si salverà, l'ora è bella per danzare, quella non mancherà. Già la luna.
So these are the royal gardens right by St. Mark's Square from the Doge Palace. They're not really flowering yet. It is spring, so but not quite flowering time. There's one.
Mamma mia si salverà, presta danza donna tanto donne mi venite qua, un gardon bella giocondo a ciascuno toccherà, finché il cielo brilla la stella e la luna scenderà.
Looks like a bottle brush, but it's not the right color. So I'm not sure what it is. You botanists out there, tell me what flower this is. This lovely trellis area. So this is the Bridge of Sighs. It is a beautiful bridge. It connects the palace, I think, to the prison. And it's famous. It's called the Bridge of Sighs because the prisoners would be taken across this bridge, and they would sigh as they had their last glimpse of Venice before being imprisoned. One last trip on the Rialto Bridge. Beautiful Venice. It's a busy channel here by Piazzale Roma. And we're gonna head for our bus back to Rome now.
We returned from Venice on a bus, which is not as nice as the train trip, but we wanted to try it. The bus took considerably longer than the train, but still saw a lot of nice scenery along the way back to Rome.
We hope you enjoyed our visit to Venice.
We had a great time exploring the city with Jean and Mark. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for traveling with Danny and MJ.
We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.